Hello, guys. Good afternoon, wherever in the world you are. We miss you all. We hope you're keeping safe and healthy right now. Hi, Alwee. Good afternoon. And we're on
Good to
a
have it. Looks like we're
special.
in two different countries.
It does look like that, right? Today is a very special episode for us because it's our Illustrado fashion issue live reveal for 2020. So, we're here to show you some of the most beautiful works from the hottest international Filipino designers from across the globe. And yeah, Ali, we have some special guests today, right? Do you want to mention them? We have our,
I
I think we
very
have some
excited.
lag.
V-
Yeah, our special guest. I'm sorry, guys, for the lag because we have a connection lag sometimes. But we have some special guests this afternoon, and we have Michael Cinco coming in. We have Ezra Santos and Albert Andrada joining us for this live stream today. So do stick around, and yeah, welcome to Illustrado Go Live. And this is Fashion Lives. Hey Alwee, I feel like we should be in a party right now. This is the what? This is the first year that we're not doing a party for our fashion issue, which is also our anniversary issue, right?
Exactly. We've been so used to, just gathering the most fashionable people in the region and like seeing all their outfits. Just, like I miss that vibe. I miss that feeling. I miss the community there.
I know, but despite whatever is happening right now, I know it's been a very, very tough time for a lot of you folks out there. Of course, the fashion industry and the fashion community is not safe from the challenges of what's happening around the globe right now, but fashion does live, right? So that's why our statement is fashion lives, because despite all these harrowing experiences, there's still some space for fashion. There's still room for fashion, right, Ali?
Yes, and I love that statement because I think for a lot of people, a lot of us ask, like, is it relevant to stay fashionable during in this economy, in this situation, during the pandemic? So later on, when we put our guests on, like, I would love to hear their take on this statement that fashion lives.
Definitely. But before we reveal our issue for this year, our fashion issue for this year, we would first like to say thank you to the friends, in the industry who have always been supporting us and who make all of these things possible. So special thanks to Kumu, to Denari Cash, to Kaya Skin Clinic, Kayako Watches, the Visa Center, Radisson Hotel Dubai Dairy Creek, the Dusi Tani Dubai, Liali Jewelry, Giordano, Kuka, and Darcy Flowers. Thank you so much, guys. Let's watch the sponsors reel. All right, super. Thank you so much again for our friends who have been supporting us all this time. And listen, guys, wherever in the world you are right now, please do send us a note. You know, you can participate in the discussion. Junie Sorsano is watching. Hello. Ali, maybe you want to greet our friends from across the globe there.
Yes, thank you so much for joining us. It's been a while, guys, but it's really nice. Every time we do this, that we get to be with you and share all the new stories that we came up with. So I'd like to take this chance to say hi to Junie Sorsano, Irene Villaroya, Brian Song Halyar is also watching, Hilarion Oliver from Saudi Arabia, Mark Labrica, Marlon Aquino Molina. I think Marlon is from Kuwait, right? JM is
Yep.
watching. Roxy Emilio is also watching. Richie Bondok, Clean Tirazona, and Eran Montoya, and all the other 60, 80 people watching us for like this live.
Wow.
Mao Eden is
Thank you
also
for
watching. Thank you so much, guys, for joining us.
Thank you for your support, guys, and we really count on you because this is the time that we really have to pull together as a community and support each other, not just by saying hi to each other, but by buying Filipino products and patronizing Filipino designers. Hi to Mark Palabrica also and Ason in Cebu. Thank you so much for watching, Ronan Opinia. And yeah, so fashion lives, Alwee. What's your take on it?
I think for a lot of people, fashion is just petty, or fashion is just extravaganza. Fashion is, like, for some people, it is a serious business. It is a serious industry, and for a lot of us, really, like, especially for this issue, this is not just some sort of kaartehan. Like like in this issue, we've taken a closer look into the process of designing something like a masterpiece that you see in the runway and or fashion editorials out there. I think we're also going to be showing you some sketches from our most fabulous designers from the Middle East and beyond. And yeah, it's just amazing to understand also the process of these amazing minds that's behind the amazing pieces that we see.
Definitely, like you said earlier, it's not about kaartihan. Fashion is not just about excess or being extra. I mean, an expression of humanity. I think that's part of that's part of what makes us human. And certainly, it's an expression of talent, not only Filipino talent, but talents from across the globe. And this is one way for us to support the community and really to try and motivate everybody that if you're feeling down right now, guys, just get up and do something creative, so it pays off. So just carry on. And yeah, we're more than happy to be hosting a lot of the Filipino designers in this issue. And Alwi, shall we show the cover for this year's issue?
I think
Yeah,
we should. Very excited for
drum
this
roll.
one.
Super. So yeah, yay. So happy to show you our 14th year. Actually, this issue is actually marking our 14th anniversary also. So this is our issue dedicated to fashion. Hashtag fashion lives. We feel that that's a very appropriate theme for this year. So, you're currently looking at the cover right now, and our cover is featuring the creation of a US-based Filipino designer, Kenneth Barlis, with a fabulous face mask there. And Alwi, I think this year for us, choosing the cover has always been a big deal for us here at Illustrado every year. This is actually it's controversial always what we put
That's
on the
true.
cover. But this year we felt like it's not just about design, it's not just about fashion, but it's really telling the story about fashion surviving, despite the difficulty of the time. So we dedicate this issue to all the Filipino designers out there, especially the ones who are struggling right now and who are having a difficult time, we would like to encourage you to keep on going and keep on doing great things. It's a beautiful magazine, guys. Alwee, what do you think? We're so excited every time the magazine comes out, and you've got all these beautiful pages, and we're going to be posting the link later on for you people out there so that you can see the magazine. And if you'd like to order this to be delivered wherever in the world you are, this is going to be available. So we're going to be posting that later on. But that is our issue for this afternoon. Alwee, any comments there?
I also want to ask our viewers also, please in the comment section, what's your take about this statement, fashion lives? Do you think it is relevant? Do you think it's not? What's your take? Let us know and we'll try to go through your comments in a bit.
Definitely. So I think it's time to start the fabulosity. Let's start with our first batch of designers this year. We'll start with our first, some of the hottest of fashion designers in different parts of the world. Let us show you our first batch of designers in our Illustrado Fashion Issue 2020. Wow. Wow, Alwee,
Beautiful.
goosebumps.
I
Goosebumps.
know,
Beautiful,
beautiful.
really.
Wow.
It, I mean, guys, wherever you are, please, send us your comments and share this excitement with us because I'm always excited every time I see the creations of these wonderful Filipino, designers. They're so talented, and I think they don't need much of an introduction. Everybody knows Michael, Ezra, but also we wanted to say that Angelo Estera, this is practically, even if it's COVID, the year of the pandemic right now, he's doing so well and he's gathered such a huge following, especially in China. Can you imagine that a Filipino designer is making such big waves in a market as huge as China with his bridal line? Of course, we've got Harvest and Eat. Ryan Pacholes, has done all the major fashion weeks: Dubai, London, Paris. He's also had a show in Moscow. Before the pandemic, they had a show in London Fashion Week. So Ryan, under designing for the brand
The
Atelier Suhura. Yeah.
the Royal Opera House.
Oh, definitely. What a big deal, right? A Filipino, doing a show there at the Royal Opera House and dressing up celebrities everywhere in the world. I also do love Jaggy Glarino. What can you say, Alwee? Did you see the beautiful butterfly sleeves on those Jaggy Glarino editorials? What wonderful clothes, yeah?
I really love that the even in a very subtle form there is the Filipino element there, and it still
Yeah,
looks very international.
definitely. I'm so happy that we are seeing the incarnation or the contemporary incarnation of the Filipiniana in different forms in fashion right now. Of course, Ray Michael Leva, who just got awarded as one of the People Asia Men Who Matter, I think just a couple of days ago, and clothes are so beautiful. Garamond Roferos, I think, just opened a new shop at the Atlantis. So congratulations, Garamond. If you're watching us right now, please do jump in and say hi to us. And yeah, what an amazing batch, Alwee, right?
And this is just the first.
This is just the first. But I think before we go to our second batch, I think it's time to introduce our special guest, right? Alwee, do you want to go ahead?
Drum roll. We don't have the
Drum
sound
roll. Da,
effects
da, 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 da,
right now.
da. We don't have the sound effects, but yes, please go ahead.
Yeah, guys, that is he is coming in now. Of course, with his very fabulous Michael Cinco. We have also Albert Andrada, and of course Ezra Santos. I'm just so proud because our birthdays, Ezra and Michael, were magkakasunod in August 25, 26, and 27.
Wow. But this feels like a reunion of some sort. Thank you so much, Michael, Ezra, and Albert, for
Hello.
joining us this afternoon.
Hi. Hi, Lalaine.
Hello.
Hi,
How,
Alwee.
how are you?
Hi,
How
thank
are
you for
you
joining us
doing?
today.
Thank you for joining us. Of course, Albert is
Thank,
sitting all the way there in Manila, right?
yes, thank you so
Hey,
much for having
Albert.
me also. It's like a
Hi,
reunion.
Ezra.
Like a reunion.
It's like a
Hi.
reunion, yeah. It's been a long time. I think
I
let's start
know.
off the discussion, yeah, by asking you how are you guys doing? Let's start with Michael this time. Michael, how are you doing this year, and how has the whole pandemic situation affected you, and what have you learned this year? And I'll ask the same thing from Ezra and Albert.
Well, I think we're not really prepared for the pandemic. So no one was really, well, we're not ready, that it will actually affect our businesses, especially the one which are in fashion, because it's one of the businesses that's really heavily affected by the pandemic because it relays more on spending, heavy spending. So this point in time, I think, especially our clients, the women, they're not really prepared to spend a lot of money to a certain clothes. But as the restrictions in Dubai were lifted, and also there's already, I think, the wedding celebrations and wedding events are already being approved by the Dubai government. Thankfully, the clients are back, and the work we have a lot of work again, and many clients are coming back.
Well, that's good to know, right? Can I ask? Let me ask Ezra now. Ezra, what have you learned during this tough time? What was the learning for you? What kept you guys going on, and despite the situation in the market right now?
As with my
I think there,
microphone is not on.
yeah, we can't hear
Yeah,
Ezra
one
right
thing.
now. Yeah, Ezra, go
Hi.
ahead.
Yes, one thing I've learned is there's always good in every situation. Okay, there's always good in it. So there's something that you can do to make it better always, when whatever situation you're in. So this pandemic has taught us to be more aware of what can happen that you can never expect. So I think it's a good for us to learn a lot of things, and to have always hope in every situation.
Definitely right. Alwee, any comments there? Like they say, whatever doesn't kill you make you stronger, right?
Yeah, that's true. I just wanted to like to ask a follow-up question. I mean, how do you how what's the process, the creative process for you during the pandemic to create something still as fabulous as your previous creations?
Yeah. Alwi, I think before you throw that, I want to add, another element to that question because Albert here, who was the head of the design council for the Miss Universe group in the Philippines, I mean, you're designing and then you're organizing, just finished Miss Philippines. How was the process there with all these elements? You've got the pandemic going, you've got Miss Universe going, and everything around you. How was that for you, Albert?
Well, it was really difficult for me, and not for just for myself. Well, because we're talking about the pandemic, and it really affected the whole industry. And what's so sad is it has affected the new designers as well, who are just beginning. And my takeaway from this experience was like just to be very strong, and like just what every Filipino has in his mind to help one another whenever it's needed. And during this process, like when we were doing Miss Universe Philippines too, in spite of the condition, we tried so hard to pass through all those trials, like all those difficulties. And with God's help and all the support of the Filipino people, especially the pageant fans, we were able to stage it. Though it was really difficult, but by God's grace, we did it. And it's not really very easy to be involved in such organizations, especially at this time, because priority first is like helping one another, helping other Filipinos, co-Filipinos as well in the Philippines. Like just recently, we had a typhoon, in the midst of the pandemic, and it was all flooded in most cities of Manila. And during the pandemic, like designers did a great job because we were all very busy making PPEs for hospitals, for doctors, nurses, for everyone, those who needed it. So it's so nice also to have this feeling of helping one another, or helping or doing something for the country and for the Filipinos as well, and other people in the world.
Definitely. Alwi?
No, no, that is beautiful, and that's another side of the fashion story that not a lot of people realize. Like Michael Cinco and Ezra Santos also silently helping other Filipinos in the region, and like the story of Albert and Jada like doing PPEs for the frontliners in the Philippines, and it's not just the pandemic. We have gone through so much also in like even the political climate in the Philippines and all those things with the typhoon. So fashion lives. It's not just about the beautiful dresses, but also the story of our beautiful fashion designers doing beautiful stories, helping out other Filipinos.
Definitely. Like you said, Alwi, that's beautiful. And, I can see messages coming in, talking about our designers and how they're helping out in the market. So thank you so much for everybody's contribution. And, just keep on doing whatever you're doing. We'll talk more about fabulous things. But before that, I think we're just going to show you our second batch of international Filipino designers that we're featuring in this issue of Illustrado Fashion 2020 Fashion Lives. So let's watch this. Another batch. There you go, another batch of fabulous Filipino designers. Let me just mention a few of these people. I mean, I was very excited because I saw Francis Liberan just recently launched a fresh new gender fluid design line called Androgyny. So I'm very excited about that. Congratulations, Francis, and so happy to see that. Of course, Cherry Varick, the very talented Cherry Varick. Oliver Tolentino is so well known in Hollywood. He's dressed up a lot of A-listers in Hollywood, and also has participated in a lot of fashion events in Switzerland and other countries also. Of course, Jana Blaza, Joseph Domingo in the US, Bench de la Rosa, Carla Fuentes, and all our other designers. So Resti Lagari from Kuwait. Congratulations, you guys, and keep on doing great stuff. Alwee, would you like to acknowledge some of our people on in the live stream right now before we continue our
Yes,
discussion?
no, the comment section is actually blowing up because our designers, Albert, Michael, and Ezra, have brought their fans with them, and they just wanted to greet them. Um, a lot of people from Manila, from Saudi. Brian Samson is watching. Eileen Carbonelli, Janet Palabrica, Elizabeth Munro, Red Punsalan, and like the trend in our comment section is that everyone's so proud just sharing the successes of our designers, our guests today.
Definitely. You guys are so inspirational. So, let's take some of that inspiration and run with it. Now, I want to ask the question, how important is fashion in a time like this? At a time of the pandemic, is fashion still relevant? Because some people are questioning that. What do you think, Michael?
Well, I think at this time when people are really in their darkest moment, I think it's beautiful to give something people to dream. Fashion is all about imagination. It's all about fantasy. It's all about dream. So for me, at this point in time, fashion has to be alive again. Yeah, we need something to dream about. Yes.
Oh, I love that. I love that so
I
much.
love the
That's so
answer. Yeah.
appropriate, right? I mean, we can't be depressed all the time, right? It can't be just dull and gray all the time.
Yeah,
We have to
in
have
these
something
darkest
to dream
times,
about.
we have to do something that will, inspire people. Yeah.
Definitely. Albert, what do you think? What's your take on that?
Yes. In the midst of this pandemic, we can't just be all in areas of gray. We just have to show our character through fashion. We just have to show our feeling, how we feel through fashion. That's how we dress up. So fashion is about everything, how you feel, how you react in situation. So I think in this midst of pandemic, we should always be positive. We shouldn't be in the dark gray areas, but we should be also living in a world which is so beautiful and something to enjoy, and that we can express through fashion.
Definitely, beauty even during the tough times. Ezra, what's your take on that, Ezra?
Uh, yes, fashion is actually a satisfaction. Okay, it has to satisfy you. It's just like food that you eat. Okay, even in the midst of pandemic, you still want to eat some good food. So that's how fashion is. It has to satisfy. You have to be satisfied. It gives you a satisfaction of dressing up and feeling good even in the midst of all this pandemic. You still have to look beautiful.
That's true, right? Ali, we have to look beautiful even despite the pandemic, right?
I
No,
try.
but it's
I can only
it,
try.
it is true, right? Even if people are mostly working from home right now and there aren't parties, there aren't big parties, but it doesn't mean that you cannot wear beautiful clothes, because I mean, I'd wear beautiful clothes even at home if I can. So I think it's good to have that sort of positivity, right, Alwee?
I think that's true, and a lot of people don't like. 'Cause this is my personal take. Fashion is art, so like whatever you guys are creating, it is an art piece. Like it is worn by beautiful models and all that, but like for me, fashion is art. And uh, the pandemic also brought art designers to kind of like express that and they continue creating art pieces through fashion.
Yeah. Yeah, there's one comment from the audience, Volter Tayag, and he said that just seeing your creations, your campaigns, and your post lifts up my mood. Your passion in fashion gives life. It is true. It's one means to become a positive. So let's just use that, right? Any other follow-up questions to that question, Alwee? Do you want to follow up on that one?
Sorry.
Okay, all right. I think we're having some lag, but yeah, we'll continue our discussion. But before we, go into the next topic, I'd just like to say thank you again to our sponsors who have made everything possible. And yeah, please do support our sponsors as well. We'll show you the sponsor reel now.
White, black, yellow? How about green? The Visa Center gives you a very special Green Friday sale. Be one of the first 40 clients to enjoy up to 40% discount. This is our way of thanking you for your endless support and as a celebration of our opening of our new Abu Dhabi office and to welcome our newest branch in Agusa East. Message us today to book your consultations and we can't wait to see you in our office. The Visa Center, shaping a better future.
Excellent. So we've shown you our couture two batches of designers from across the globe. Now we're going to show you our designers who are into pret-a-porter and accessories. Excellent. Yeah. So just to let people know out there, so we're showing Filipino designers who are actually based outside of the Philippines, and those who are in the Philippines but have some connection to the international fashion industry, whether they've shown their runway shows across the globe, or they have got, they're dressing up Hollywood celebrities and such. Alwee, I'm so excited to find that this year we've seen two Filipino designers from Cambodia and another Filipino Swedish designer who's based in Stockholm. So, it's becoming an even more interesting mix right now, Alwee.
Yeah, it's just, like you can find amazing Filipino talents literally from all over the world. And maybe like years ago, like Michael and Ezra shared the same story, like starting out here in the Middle East and now dominating and actually becoming like the real fashion force in the region.
Exactly. They're the fashion icons of our generation, in fact. Now, let me ask our designers here, what do you guys think of, and what's the advice to the young and up and coming designers right now who want to break out in the global scene? What's the advice there? Can I ask Albert? Albert, what's the
Um,
advice to the younger designers?
well, my advice is for them to dream not big but bigger, or the biggest that they could dream of. And nothing is impossible in this world. And they don't shouldn't give up. Whenever they stumble, they should always learn to stand up again, and learn from that experience. And this at this time, when you're still a beginner or a new fashion designer, you just really have to be very strong and very exploring. You have to be very adventurous, and whatever it takes. You should always be out there trying to experiment, trying to do new things, and nothing could really shouldn't really block anything from your dream of being there in the international platform. So I think we Filipinos really deserve to be in the global scene, because as you all know, the Filipinos are very talented when it comes to fashion, and they're very artistic. And one more thing, it's very important to keep a very good relationship with people, and you have to have yourself grounded always. That's one very important factor to be successful.
Excellent. Ezra, what do you think? What's your advice to the young designers, the young and up and coming designers on going global someday?
Oh, well, you really have to be strong, and really fight. And I think it's. I mean, there's. You can dream, and you can always make your dream come true. As just like what Michael has been saying. So I mean, there's always hope, and every fashion designer has a space to show their talent. So yeah, fight on and be strong and do your best as a designer to show the world that you're really good.
Do your best. Michael, what about you?
Um, I think my advice to young designers, everyone thinks fashion is all about glamour. They think it's all about fun. It's all about a wonderful world of fashion. But the reality is, fashion is actually a world of a lot of controversies, a lot of criticisms. You will be criticized, you will be neglected, you will be rejected, and um, uh, you will be abused by the media. So my advice for the young designers, they have to focus on what they want in their career. If they really want fashion, they have to just keep on believing in themselves. They should not set any limitations, because and they should believe that anything in this world is possible, especially on their creative ideas. I think they just have to work hard, of course. You can't be successful without passion and working hard. They just have to believe in their dreams. I think, yeah.
So really work hard, dream bigger, and probably have thick skin, right? Just keep on going.
Yes, that's true.
Sometimes, and
And
Alwee, this
one more thing,
I'm
Elaine. Uh,
go ahead,
I think
Michael.
yeah, young designers, they should create clothes that will sell. That's the most important. You create fashion, but at the same time, you make money.
So it has to be a balance, right?
Yes.
Definitely. Alwee, before I ask my next question, I'm gonna put our designers on the spot now, but maybe you want to follow up on something there.
No, I just wanted to ask. This is a very light question, but like obviously you guys like are the biggest names, one of the biggest names in the industry. Do you still remember your "I made it" moment, like that moment where you can tell yourself, "Oh, like I've made it."
Yes, that yes moment. I'm made. Yeah.
Uh, for me,
What was? Yeah.
for me, I realized that for me, in my own opinion, the biggest fulfillment of a fashion designer is when you create a look or a signature look that people will understand that it's really your creation. For me, the biggest moment is when someone told me that I saw one dress and I know it's yours because it's very Michael Cinco.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's nice. Yes, you don't need your logo or your how do you say that in
You don't
Tagalog
need a
or the
brand. You like when
yeah.
people see the dress, they will immediately realize that it's your brand is very recognizable. Your
You're
signature looks.
already a brand, right? Yeah.
Uh, Not
That
yet.
shows that you are a brand. Yeah. Definitely. You are already a brand, right? What about
Maybe
Albert and
yes. Yeah.
Ezra? Yeah. What was that moment for you? When did you realize that you were made?
Well, of course, I realized when I was made when obviously when Pia Wurtzbach won the Miss Universe and the blue gown became very iconic. And and I really said to myself, actually prior to that, that I was made because I've got beautiful friends like Esther and Michael who share the same dream, who share the same success, and who's still there for each and every one of us. So that's what I call that. That's I made it and we made it.
Friends forever.
Right.
Yes,
Oh, I
definitely.
miss you guys.
Absolutely. Come back to the UAE, Albert.
I
We
know,
miss
I
you
know,
here. It's
I
been such a
know.
long time. Yeah. Ezra, what about you? When was that moment?
Uh,
Ezra,
I
yeah.
to I don't know. I could not. I couldn't
It's
say that
countless.
I made
Yeah,
it.
I'm sure. There are a
I'm
lot of moments,
too.
I'm sure. Yeah.
Right.
I uh, I think because for me it's a continuous learning process.
Hmm.
You learn, you keep on learning. It never stops. To say I made, I just can't. Can I just brag about it? I'm just too shy, or I
So
don't know.
humble.
I
You
cannot.
guys,
I cannot
We'll
yeah,
say it
you
for
you
say that
you.
I'm made. I
you
tried.
guys
I tried
actually,
to do
yeah.
my best as a fashion designer. I try to
Yeah.
do my best as a fashion designer, and
Yeah.
I think the most wonderful uh, compliments that that makes you feels good is when they say when your clients say that you just made the most wonderful piece of dress
Yeah.
that I wore on my wedding or I wore in
Yes.
occasion,
Yes.
and that makes
Sure.
you as a fashion designer so
Yeah.
satisfied. To say I
You
made
guys are,
it,
yeah.
I don't know.
You guys are so humble because we know, Alwi and I know that you guys were made even before you realized you were already made and you were already brands, by yourselves. But I have one question, and I really want you to answer me specifically on this. Looking at the new crop of designers right now, or at least the up and coming designers, can you share with us who you think are really, really promising and might rise to global stardom someday, or at least be able to, reach for whatever you guys have accomplished so far? I would like to hear from you. Is there any designer, Filipino
Controversial.
designer right now? Yeah.
Well, I think there is Jaggy Glarino. He's very creative and very unique.
Yay,
There's also,
Jaggy.
of course,
Yes,
Michael Leva because it's very
Michael Leva.
commercial, but at the same time, he thinks about money, and he's very good also. Aside from Francis Liberan, he's not on the. I won't say this is not on their level, but Francis Liberan is already an established designer. But for the young
He's already
designers, I would
made.
say,
Yeah.
and there's also another guy that I really like. Aaron, I think the name is Aaron. He's a very good
Aaron
illustrator.
Montoya.
Aaron
Aaron
Montoya.
Montoya, yes. I love his
Definitely.
illustrations. And I think they're
Absolutely.
very
We're going to be
creative,
showing
very
his work.
talented.
Hmm. Albert, what do you think? Who's your pick for the most promising, up and coming designers who could rise to global stardom? Who do you think?
Well, I don't want to play like favoritism here, because there are lots of them. It's so hard and difficult to like tell who among them. But for me, of course, because Jackie Glarino uh, has been in my journey when it came first to Manila. He was with me all the way, and he was the one who assisted me here in the Philippines. So, and I'm so happy and glad and so proud that he's making such a big name here in the Philippines and abroad. And and he's such a person who really works hard, who dreams so big and really believe in himself. And he is one person also is so grounded, and like there are other Filipinos also, like Michael said, Michael Leva's there. We have lots of them. It's so hard to. We have also Rosenthal Fee, one of my favorites. Everybody's have their own line, have their own creativity that they should be proud that they're so proud of. So I think like as long as you're a Filipino, you're a designer, you're one of the best.
Definitely. I would agree to that. Ezra, anybody you might want to add to the mix there, Ezra? Who do you think is very promising right now?
Ezra,
Ezra, I think we have
Um,
some connection
there's
thing there.
really a
Ezra, yeah.
lot of really, yeah. Hello,
Yes, Ezra.
hello,
Go ahead, Ezra.
hello.
Ezra, go ahead. I
Okay,
think
yeah,
we're freezing on Ezra's
yeah. There's a
side,
lot of
but
really, there's a lot of really talented. Hello,
go ahead, Ezra. Yes, we can hear you.
nawawala ako.
Okay, I think
Yeah,
anyway,
there's a lot of
yeah,
talent.
what,
There's a lot
yeah,
of talent. There's a lot of talented
okay.
Filipino designers. I mean, especially those finalists that joined that Turnacon that was sponsored by Bench. They were
Hmm.
really, really good. But I can't remember their names. There's one that's Renz Reyes, I think. They're really good.
So yeah, I mean, so many talented designers, and I think being
I think
Filipino and being in the company of so many talented people, it's a very good
so many
environment, right?
talented young designers at this generation. So many talented. I just don't know the other's name, but I think all of them are very talented, and they have a
Yeah, there's
potential
Def
to be great designers.
there's one designer also who's into indigenous fabric. He's young, he's so good. His name is Joel Spina, and he's one
Yes,
Yeah, he's
Jarrell.
also
Yeah.
very
yeah,
good.
a very promising
Yes.
designer also. What's nice also because not all good. I mean, the other very good designers not just come from the metro, but they come from other provinces as well. So we're so proud. Like the Filipinos are making waves in the fashion industry internationally.
Fashion is
Definitely. So
boundless.
it
Right.
is, isn't it? Yeah. So yeah,
You
thank
don't
you.
appreciate their
S-
work because they're from Samar, they're from Manila, or they're from Cebu.
yes.
You appreciate their work because of the beauty of the what they create. Yeah,
Definitely, it is boundless, and I'm glad that you mentioned that because not everything is just in the metropolis. Creativity
exactly.
Right.
is
Yeah.
everywhere. It's infinite. And yeah, since you guys mentioned Aaron Montoya, who's one of the most talented and celebrated fashion illustrators in the Philippines right now, we've
Right.
actually got a
Yes.
feature where Aaron is part of it, and this is called Future Fashion. Now we've invited some fashion illustrators and fashion designers to put together some illustrations on how they can visualize what the future of
Uh,
fashion would be, especially with the pandemic in mind. Yes, Michael.
I would like to also to say that one of the best young designers today are my assistants, Gian. Uh, Gian, what's your family name? I forgot. Gian.
Gerente.
Gian Herente. Yeah, he's part
See,
of
I,
the
I know your assistant's
Young
name more
Designers
than you.
Illustrators. Yeah, and
It's
also
Gian Gerente. Yeah,
Ron Balagtas. He's so good. He's one of the best, and also
definitely.
Ronan. Of course, Ronan is one of the best designers also. Yeah.
Exactly. So yeah, we'll show you the work of these fabulous illustrators and fashion designers now. And this is called Future Fashion. All right, what interesting world that is. So just acknowledging our, contributors to our future fashion feature. We had three illustrators. We had Aaron Montoya, Hadi Sabag, and Joshua Asuncion from the Philippines. And then all the way here in the UAE, we've got Elaine Hilvano, Don Maki, Geno Velasco, James Lang, Owen Tille, Ramil Noveda, Bernard Ngo, and Gian Garenta. Thank you guys for participating and awesome illustrators there. It's
Ramil
always
Noveda
nice to
is a
see.
legend.
Definitely,
Lalaine
yeah.
Ramil Noveda is a legend.
Of course, yeah. I mean, he's been in the industry for quite some time now, yeah. And we know
He's a
about his
legend,
works.
actually. He's one of the best designers I've ever known.
Definitely. Ramil, if you're watching us right now, please say hi to us, right?
Hello,
All
Ramil.
right. Hello, Ramil, if you're there. Alwee, would you like to get greet our audience right now? I think there are some people out there.
I'm just gonna be reading some comments here from Leslie Ann Fiesta, and she says, OMG, these illustrations are love with a lot of hearts there. Janet Palabrica says, I'm so proud to all amazing designers and models. Hill Fortes says, hello from the Philippines. And for Albert Andrada, Angela Francisco says, you're already slaying even before Pia words back.
I I
Actually, that's true.
agree. I
I
agree.
agree.
These three have been slaying for such a long time. They're just very humble and quiet about it.
And there's
We
another comment here from Voltaire Tayag. He says, not only do they dress Miss Universes, they also answer like Miss Universe.
let's do the wave. How do you do
Hi,
the wave?
Voltaire.
Hi,
Hi,
Voltaire.
Voltaire.
Anyway, continuing on, we'd like to show you some of the beautiful work this time of Ezra Santos in a fashion video produced and directed by Franco Ocello. Let's watch this. It's beautiful. Bravo. Bravo, Ezra.
Bravo.
Beautiful,
Congratulations on that
beautiful
beautiful
collection.
bridal collection. Ezra, what's happening now with the weddings with you and Michael here in the UAE? Now that weddings are mostly happening, in a smaller scale. What's the advice on the gowns this time? Are they going for simpler gowns?
Oh yes, definitely they're going for simple gowns. But now that the government has allowed
Wedding events.
the events again for weddings with some rules and regulations, and the rest could be only about 200. So little by little, it's getting better every day. So they are definitely going back to their weddings. You know, after a few months of doing home weddings, so all the weddings are back in the hotels
All
again.
right.
So it's very good for us. uh, they may have toned down, but they're still making their wedding dresses, which is the most important
Yeah,
thing.
that's
So back
true.
to the fabulous clothes, right, Michael? Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. Yes. You know,
But anyway,
wedding here in the Middle East is one of the biggest events in their lives. So they really spend so much money, especially on the wedding gown. They really spend so much money on the details because they want to be, they want to look like a dream on the wedding day. Yeah.
like you said earlier, Michael, right? Fashion is for dreaming. Give them something to dream about. In
Yes,
a while,
that's
we're gonna
true.
be in a while we're going to be showing Michael's gowns also. But before we do that, I just want to take the time to acknowledge one really interesting story. This is about a new company, a new group. They're called the Queens of Aton Ini, and they're producing sustainably sourced accessories in the Philippines, and at the same time empowering women. So this is a great story that we would like to share with you. Let's look at the video now. So, the Queens of Aton Ini is a brand that was founded by Mark Palabrica, who was a former model booker based in Dubai. He's quite well known in the fashion community here in Dubai, and he's created this brand to help the women of Iloilo. So they're giving
Yes.
them livelihood, and yeah, they're using their craft skills to produce these wonderful products. Michael, yes, you want to share something on this?
No, I just want to say that I know Mark. He's a good friend of mine, and I'm
It's
so
a great
happy what he's doing
project,
right now. Yeah, I'm so
definitely.
glad
So
he's
it's
doing something different. Yeah.
it's it's a great project that combines accessories and other homewares, with at the same time, they're taking care of sustainability and giving a livelihood source for women out there. So let's support this brand. It's called the Queens of Aton Ini. And now let's go back to couture. And now I would like to show you this beautiful video that's also produced by Franco Appello, produced and shot by Franco. And this is Michael Cinco's. I want those feathers around me too, the pampas. Beautiful. Congratulations, Michael. That was really beautiful.
Thank you, thank you.
My question is,
As
how do you guys
always.
keep it? How do you keep it fresh? How do you keep it fresh? Because every year you're designing so many collections. How do you keep the inspiration fresh and all these details? How is it fresh every time for you? How do you do that?
You just have to go with the flow. Yeah, I think you just have, of course, to be updated with the current trends, but you just have to go with the flow. And you must always be surrounded with young people. Yeah.
Always surround yourself with young energy, yeah?
Young energy and young people. Yeah, I think so.
That's true.
Michael is so excited saying that. Mm, okay, surround yourself by young people and vibrant energy, I guess.
Yeah, that's true.
Ezra and, Ezra and Albert, any addition to that? Would you like to add anything to that?
Yes, I think it's
The
I mean
secret
it
to
has
keeping it fresh?
in our line of work, we always have. Hello?
Yes, Ezra, we can hear
Hello?
you.
Can you hear me?
Yes, go ahead. Yes, go ahead, Ezra. Go ahead, Ezra.
Okay, I mean, yes, yes. In our line of work, we always have to be updated of what's happening in the fashion world, and we can always adapt to the fashion, what's in fashion, what's happening to the fashion industry. And as I've always said, it's a continuous learning process. You keep on learning, you keep on experimenting of new things to create something that the clients would love. So it's a continuous study of fashion.
Definitely. What about you, Albert? What do you think? How
Well,
do you
for
keep
me,
it
like it's
fresh?
an yeah, endless of inspiration, endless of researching. We're like just doctors, we just don't stop researching, we just don't stop looking for the right thing, getting inspired so much with all around us. So what I mean is, you just have to be inspired to keep it fresh. Michael,
Yeah,
right?
so keep,
You need beautiful
yeah,
inspiration around you.
Right.
Yeah.
beautiful inspiration, young energy, and yeah,
That's
keep
true.
keep up with the
Kailangan
trends.
bagets.
Paligiran mo yung sarili mo ng mga bagets. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a good way of getting inspired, right?
That's why
Super.
I enjoyed before when I used to teach in Raffles Design Institute in Manila. I enjoyed so much because I'm surrounded with young students, and they're learning a lot from me, but they didn't know that I'm learning a lot from them too.
That's true.
Right,
That's true.
definitely. That's
Yeah.
true. Alwee, anything to add there?
No, I think that's one way to put it. That it's not just even for like the greatest names and like the biggest names in the industry, you still learn. Like I'm so happy to hear that. That like even if you are teaching, you are still learning.
So always the learner, right?
Right.
Excellent. So I think before we wrap up the show, and this has been a very interesting episode, and we do appreciate your presence today. We would like to say thank you to these people who are always behind the scenes. So I would like to play a reel that features our very humble but very, very fabulous hair and makeup artists. So we pay homage to them also today. Please watch this. All right, so thank you so much to Mike Siapno, A. Sagario, Darwin Perez, Bianca Moran Parks, Erwin Wine Flores, Ivy Peralta, Jaja Rivera, Joanna Nelisin, Marlon Aquino Molinao, Mau Piodena, Raquel Gonzalez, Jens Yoting, Valentino Montuerto, Jasmine, and Jesse Tabla for participating this year. Congratulations to you guys. You always make all these fashion pieces fabulous with your hair and makeup, so we do appreciate your
The
work.
great
And
artists.
the great artist, and without them fashion will not be complete, so everybody works together, right?
That's true. That's
Right,
true. It's always a
definitely.
team.
So
It's always a
it's
teamwork for everyone.
it's
Right.
always a teamwork. And so yes, we're going to be wrapping up this show, so thank you so much. That was Illustrado fashion issue 2020. So we're going to make the link available and you guys can order that later on. But before we go, I'd like to ask our designers some final motivational words or inspiring words that they can share with the designers out there. Guys, please share some inspirational words before we end up. Albert?
Yeah. Well, in, in the midst of this pandemic, you shouldn't feel weak. Rather, you should be stronger in terms of creating or producing clothes or anything which is in line of art or anything that would add spice to your life. And, don't stop dreaming. Don't let this situation affect you because there's always um, something there after this. There will always be a rainbow after the rain. And, don't like spend your life in gray areas or always be very positive in life. And what I always tell the young generation of designers is um, it is very important to have very good relationships with people. Those who have those people who are up over you or under you, it's very important that you keep this relationship, especially with your family and most especially to God. And I know that everything will work out fine as long as you are honest to yourself and you believe in yourself that you can do it. And as a Filipino, uh, you know that this country is very proud of every Filipino in line of fashion, in line of art, in everything that we do. And so I would like to say just be grounded. And I want to share a little trivia, if I may. Um,
Yes,
yeah,
please go ahead.
yes. The one who opened doors for us here in the Philippines again was Michael Cinco. Because before when he started here, sharing his collections to the Filipinos, it opened the door for couture lines here in the Philippines. And, I'm not saying couture is not here in the Philippines, but he added more spice in it and he added more life. And he was the one I agree. I think Esther will agree that he is one of our friends who inspired us and encouraged us to to have our showcase here in the Philippines. I
Thank you,
remember,
Albert.
yeah, I remember Michael was
Whoa.
saying, Albert, you should show your clothes in the Philippines. Esther, you should show your clothes in the Philippines. Everyone in the group, he keep on,
Whoa.
you know, it was he's so kulit, that he always keeps on saying, dapat mag-showcase sa Pilipinas, dapat mag-showcase sa Pilipinas. And that's what he did. Ayan, nag-showcase sa Philippines, ngayon nandito ako. I'm enjoying every bit of it. But of course,
Yes.
Imagine.
I miss
And you
everyone.
became a
I miss
superstar in
Lalaine.
the Philippines.
Yes, I miss Ezra. I miss Michael. I miss everyone in Dubai, in the UAE. I miss the couture feeling. Although we're doing it here, it's nice to be back here in the Philippines. But what I miss in Dubai is the camaraderie of designers, our closeness, our encouragement to one another, and of course you, Lalaine, who's been out there always for us,
Ah,
for the designers,
thank
hairstylists,
you.
who has been supporting us for 14 years. My gosh, 14 years na ba yun? Like,
Imagine. Yes.
yeah, imagine 14 years and we were still like, I remember we were watching shows of Splash, shows of, those fashion shows,
I
and
know.
we're just
I know.
enjoying dressing up so much. And I miss you guys. I love you guys. Thank you so
We
We
much for
miss
miss
you
you,
everything.
too.
Albert.
We mi-
And listen, before Michael and Ezra says something there, I would like to say that I really love you guys because you always work together. You guys do not compete in a very
yeah.
productive manner. Healthy competition is always there, but I've seen that you guys love each other and you work with each other. And what more can you ask for? You guys are exemplary, and I hope that people will copy or you guys as role models because you really know how to work together and how to bolster each other.
Yeah,
Right.
And
that's
Yeah. So
true. That's true.
another
kudos.
trivia, you know, when every time we're all together, like when we're together during dinner or anywhere else, you know, one would sacrifice himself not going to the toilet or bathroom because, you know, if once you're out of the group, of course we're gonna talk about you. Di
I
ba,
know
Michael?
this.
Ezra.
I know this. I know this,
Yes, that's
right? Yeah,
true.
definitely.
That's what
Ezra,
I
some
miss.
parting
That's what I
words.
miss.
Yeah, some
That's what
parting
I
words
miss.
of inspiration, Ezra, that you would like to share with us before we go.
Ezra,
It's yeah, the
Uh,
connection is freezing on Ezra's side. Ezra, can you hear us?
yes. Yeah. Party words really have to really work hard. You really have to work hard and continue to have your passion in fashion and continue to learn new things. And the most important thing is always have gratitude.
that's true.
Definitely. Yeah. Gratitude. What about you, Michael? Last words for today.
Well, before anything else, Lalaine, I just want you to know that this is my first ever on-cam live show, a live
I,
appearance.
I've been
Of course,
pushing
I was
you.
That's
invited by
true.
so
That's
many
true.
people to
I've
be a
been.
guest on their show, but I always decline
We're
because
so
I'm very
honored.
shy. But who can
I
say
know.
no to the pillar of fashion here in the UAE,
Oh,
Lalaine, who's always
thank you so
supporting so
much.
many
Thank you.
designers, not only
Thank
here
you.
in the
Right.
Middle East, but all over the world. Yeah, I
I've
think
been trying
Lalaine
to
is
bulldoze
the
Michael for
mother of
years. Yeah.
fashion here in the Middle East.
Oh my goodness. Oh
Well,
my
my
goodness. Thank you.
last
I'm so
words
honored.
for the last words for the designers is I think we should believe that fashion is just in a hiatus at the moment. And I always believe that tomorrow everything will be back to normal and people will be inspired again to dress up and to attend balls. And you just have to have faith and confidence in yourself. You just have to believe that everything will be okay. Yes. And lastly, I only have 5 words for you, young designers. You have to dream the impalpable dream. 5 words ba yun? Hindi pala. Ang dami. You dream the impalpable dream. That's 5 words.
Living for your life.
Nawala
5 words
sila
naman
Lane.
Or living for your life. Alis na ako.
Hi, sorry. I think Lalaine disconnected actually right over there. I think it was
Natakot sila Lane, I think.
the power of the impossible dream talaga. Okay, bringing her back in.
Yeah, we got cut. All right. Sorry the connection, but I've heard it. Dream, the impalpable dream. And with that, I would like to thank you all for joining us this afternoon. Thank you so much, Michael. Thank you, Ezra.
Thank you
Thank you,
so
Albert
much.
and Alwee. Thank you also. I know that we got disconnected also, but to everybody who's listening out there, I hope that this episode of Illustrado Go Live or Live Fashion Reveal has really inspired you to keep on dreaming and to keep the dream alive and keep fashion alive, guys, because fashion lives. So thank you so
Yes,
much.
that's true.
Good
Thank you for
afternoon,
having
good
us too,
evening,
Lalaine.
wherever you
Thank you
are.
so
Thank you
much,
so
Lalaine.
much,
Thank you
Michael,
so much.
Ezra,
You know,
Albert.
Lalaine,
Love you
um,
guys.
Bye,
yeah,
Albert. I
Yeah.
miss you,
right.
Albert.
You know, hats off on you, Lalaine, because, you know, you can't really just pull in these two designers, Michael and Ezra, because among the group,
I
sila yung mahihiyain sa grupo namin.
I'm
I
So
very
know.
every
I'm
time
so
there's
proud,
like
but
this,
because
honored.
of Lalaine, I just can't
ako
say
yung nilalagay sa
no.
harap. They always put me in front. So sila palagi
Otherwise, I'll
mahihiyain.
keep calling every day.
Right.
Yeah, thank you
Thank you.
But
so
thank
much,
you
Love you,
so
love you
much.
Lalaine.
guys. Love
Yeah,
you.
Keep on dreaming, guys.
sorry for my fake Bisaya British accent.
Bye,
Thank you.
Ezra. Bye, Michael. Bye,
Thank you
Lalaine.
Bye.
so much. And
I
folks, this
enjoyed it.
has been Illustrado Go Live, the Fashion Issue 2020 live reveal. Fashion lives. Thank you, guys.
Thank you,
Bye.
thank you. Bye.
Bye.
I don't know how to close it.